We're live. I hope I did this correctly, and I hope everyone can hear me. It's going to be super awkward when you watch the replay of me just having my lips move and nobody's here. But the little green dots are saying that there is some sort of sound going through the system here. So I am so happy. I'm not anticipating that anyone joins this live chat, but I'll give it a couple minutes to see if maybe anybody jumps on, but I'm not holding my breath. I don't have that many subscribers, but I've got some interesting things I want to chat about this evening. I didn't have a video go live today for a few reasons that we can discuss, but I think we'll just kind of jump into it and not wait the 2 minutes because I can do what I want. But obviously the title of this video and the thumbnail all points to toxic resellers. And this live is not going to be a giant rant about resellers or calling people out or, complaining the whole time. I just think the reselling community has gotten so toxic since I joined about a year ago. And maybe it was always that way. And I've just grown to acknowledge it further as I've been growing my business and really, being on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook even. And so it's just been really interesting to see how bad it's kind of gotten. And I think if you are a huge influencer in the reselling community, you may not see it as much, but from an outsider looking in, it's gotten bad. And I am just so over it. I'm actually just really tired of feeling like I'm not being successful enough, that I'm not thriving the way I should be, that I'm not making all of these sales and doing all the things and hustling hard enough, like feeling bad about myself when I absolutely should not be. So that's just really what I'm going to talk about today. And if you're watching, leave me a little comment in the chat box if you join. Would love to know who is watching. I'm not sure how this whole live thing works, but I'm not planning on doing them often, so don't call me an expert by any means. I think really this video kind of came to be, and I decided to do a live because there's a popular reseller who posted a day in the life video a couple weeks ago, and I have followed her from the very beginning. I'm not going to call her out because I'm sure there'd be very passionate feelings, but it just made me so angry watching it because it was very clear that she does not do that every day. Like, that is not really her day in the life. It was all for the camera. And how I kind of realized it was she kept saying, no, I'm trying to do this more. I'm trying to do this every day. I'm trying to, whatever it was, work out more. I'm trying to eat healthier. And to me, yes, you probably are doing that, but it's just very obvious. It's just not part of your routine. And so it's just fake. Like, I'm sorry, but it's fake. And for those who are standing on the outside, some of us may realize that that's a complete fabrication of her day and it's completely not realistic as to what she does. And then there's the other people who was probably me a year ago who would have fell for that and have been like, gosh, I need to eat healthier. I need to wake up at 6 a.m. and I need to work out and I need to be listing 70 items a day. I need to be photographing. I need to be thrifting. I need to be doing all of these things every single day, when that's just not realistic. And this is coming from a part-time reseller, okay? I'm not a full-time, I have a full-time job. I work about 50 hours a week there, and I commute about a half an hour each way. So I'm busy. Like, I have a life, I volunteer, I, have a boyfriend, I have family. Like, I am consumed in other aspects of my life. I'm trying to figure out which one now. I saw one 5-figure reseller and I noticed that she outsourcing most of her duties. No, I believe she classifies herself as a 6-figure reseller. And She does have employees. I do know that, which good for her. Like, kudos. Maybe one day my business will get to that level. But she's not, I don't know if she's actually six figures in profit. I would assume she is if she were to hire on employees, because the state she lives in, I believe, has pretty good like minimum wage. It's definitely not in the middle of the country. I don't know if it's the 5-figure reseller. I think I may know who you're talking about, but I also don't know. So I could guess and I could assume, but I'm not sure. Anyhow, I kind of forget where I was talking about before, but yeah, it was just so obvious. It's just not what she does every day. And I was watching it, and it just made me so angry. So angry that people go to the point to fake pieces of their lives for videos. I get it, YouTube, that's kind of a lot of what people do, but to be such a big influencer in the reselling community and to fake a day in the life video to show this is what I do every day. Look how glamorous. I work out. I eat healthy. I drink my smoothies. Oh, and then I go for a run. Oh, and then I meditate. Oh, and then I do this. Oh, and then I have a meeting. It's like, oh my gosh, this is not what you do every day. Like, stop with the BS and just give us transparency. Give us your real life. Like, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see what's made up of your day to day. Like, I want to see what you truly do. We could all go through a day in the life of what Alyssa does in her reselling world, and it's not glamorous, let me tell you. It's not worthwhile. I work 10 hours a day. I get to my office at 7:30, and then I work my full-time job. That is an actual paycheck. And then I come home. I sit down. I probably do like 30 minutes of reselling stuff. I respond to comments, emails. I try to ship things. Normally that happens in the very morning. But I get home, okay, like 5:30. And then I normally start dinner around 6:30. My boyfriend gets home about 7:30. And that's when we kind of eat. And then it's relaxing. I read books. I do maybe some other reselling stuff, but it's not glamorous. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, I wake up at 5:30. Then I work out from 5:30 to 6. And then from 6 to 6:30, I realist. Like, that's not realistic. I actually woke up for about 3 months over the summer consistently at 6 a.m. to work on reselling stuff. That doesn't happen anymore. In the Pacific Northwest, the sun does not shine that early in the morning, and it's just not good. But besides that, I have some notes. Let me pull these up here. Yeah, I took notes. I was so angry, and I tried to go live yesterday, which I was even more angry. So this is like the nice Alyssa, but just that the reselling community, it's just become overwhelming. It's making me feel bad about myself, like, which has never really gone well. And, I am a very confident person. I have no problem, being confident. But when it comes to the point where I'm losing my self-confidence, not feeling like my business is good enough, though I'm making sales, though I'm reaching my goals, but that idea of it's never good enough, like you always need to be working better, that's the point where it's like, I need to take a step back and sort of remove myself from that toxic environment. I need to, what is the word? Focus on myself, right? Like, focus on myself, who I am, what I want to accomplish. I never expected to love reselling the way I do. I have zero plans to go full time. And so it's a part-time hustle for me. That's literally what it is. And I probably work way too much on it and sacrifice other pieces of my life, but it's fun and I like making money. So I don't know. I think being on Instagram doesn't help either. I've actually decided to not have Instagram on my phone during the week. I can access it from my personal computer at home, but on my work computer at my office, I actually had our admin put a password on a site blocker, so I cannot access Facebook or Instagram, just to make sure I am not being distracted, because it was becoming a distraction. Like, I would spend so much time on Instagram and it just wasn't it wasn't benefiting my life. And I always had to tell myself or ask myself, Alyssa, is this adding value to your life? If the answer was no, then I needed to like remove it. I needed to delete it. It couldn't be something that was going to be adding as a distraction. My work that I do full time, like it requires so much concentration and sort of just a thought process. It's not rocket science, but I mean, it's a hard job. It's a lot of people interaction and it just is what it is. But the chat, I'll say her first name is 2 words and begins with M. I'm not confirming nor denying that. I agree. I watched their day in the life and wish I could live life like that. I film my own day in the life and it looks nothing like theirs. And JD, that 6-figure reseller. Yeah, it's just the day in the lives are just so fake to me, and it's just not realistic. I get if you wanted to embellish your life a little bit and, be outside every morning and wake up when the sun does and have your cup of coffee and do all that things. But you guys, that's not realistic, and I think there's such kind of a gap in the reseller community between realistic transparency and then embellishing just way too much of your life or even your business. And so my goal from like creating this YouTube channel and even on my Instagram is to be transparent. Like I am never one to lie. There's no reason to hide anything. Like, what do you want to know? I'm an open book. Ask me the questions. I'm here to like be a resource. I love questions. Like I wish people would ask me more questions so I could make tons of Q&A videos. There's a reseller, Hannah Alonso. She does tons of Q&A videos and I'm always so jealous. People ask her so many questions. I actually know Hannah personally and she is amazing. But it's just ask me questions. I love giving advice. I love helping, like completely free of charge. Like I would never charge you for, that type of information. But I think another like rant, toxic post on Instagram. And I think I have one on my profile is the package post, like showing your stacks of packages. Oh my God. It's like so annoying because you could have someone with 100 packages they have to ship, but they made like $2 a profit off each one. And then you could have someone who had 5 packages to ship, but they made, $50, $70 of profit on each one. And it's literally the same amount of profit if it's like 50 and 100. I think I did the math right. Yeah, I don't know. But anyhow, you get the point. You understand what I'm saying. And it's just becoming like a very toxic place to be. Then you have drama like spewing left and right. And even the reseller that posted that day in the life video that like really irked me. I have nothing against her, like nothing at all. I wish her the absolute best and absolute success. It's just really frustrating when people like her are posting these sort of things and then it's making me or like other resellers, even other people on YouTube feel like they have to sort of fake pieces of their life to like look better or like look more successful. And she was one of the first people I found on YouTube when I started reselling. Like I watched so many of her videos, but at this point, like I think where her business is going, which is to an incredible place. Like she is growing and she has employees. Like that's awesome. Kudos to her. But my business, like here's her business, here's my business. They're just like on 2 completely different spectrums. I guess I should go like this. And my business may or may not ever grow to the point of her business. I have a full-time job that pays. And then I also have this as a side hustle. Reselling is her full-time job. And they're just 2 different things. And I source much differently than she does. I don't have the time to, go out and source every day. I don't have the funds to hire employees. So, I mean, maybe one day I'll get to that level. That would be awesome. But it's just like that sort of mentality of she's just on a different level than me. And I don't feel like the advice she gives these days is really relevant to me. So I'm just gonna like have to really pick and choose of the options and the people that I do watch. And the same thing goes on Instagram. I have unfollowed so many resellers on there because it's either they bring drama or they, post just such like fake, obviously fake things, and or they make me feel bad about my business, or like I'm not successful enough. I need to be hustling more. I need to be working harder. Like I work my booty off. Okay. I'm trying not to curse, but I work my booty off every day. Every weekend I spend working my reselling business, but I also try to have fun. Like I'm young. I get to do that, but it's just not like the same anymore. When people take photos of their pile of packages, it's not about them educating others or trying to share tips. It's just people trying to keep up with the reselling reselling Jonas. I don't know what that last word means. If you could explain it, Tim, that would be wonderful. But yeah, I think I don't know if it's like a bragging thing, like that's what everyone does, so I have to do it too type of mentality. And like kudos to you if you are selling that much every day. I don't have that type of volume. I'm thankful I don't have that type of volume. I would have zero extra time in my life. But it's just, I don't know, I could talk about this all day long and rant about it, but I don't really think it deserves any more time to chat about in terms of, just really the toxic place the reselling community has come by. Oh, okay. Like the phrase keeping up with the Jonases, pronounced Joneses. Okay. I think I get what you're saying. I think I'm tracking. But yeah, I understand and I agree, I think, with you. So yeah, kind of just, I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. My boyfriend's sister-in-law is part-time reseller, and she promotes herself on YouTube and Insta. Her online personality is nothing like her real self. Yeah, I don't have time to be someone else, to be honest with you. Like, I have no makeup on today. I am literally wearing sweatpants. I have weird stuff on my teeth because I went to the ortho and I got Invisaligns. I won't show you. I'm not wearing them right now because I'm slurring my words. But there's nothing glamorous about, I think, like faking your life. Like, just be real, just be genuine. Like, that's why people like you. And in all of my videos, like, I try to be genuine. I try to be kind and sweet because that's honestly who I am. I do turn into a Karen sometimes. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have my moments, but for the most part, this is me every day. I'm just like trying to keep my head a bit above water and go with the flow and get stuff done. But yeah, it's sad that people have to think they have to fake someone else to have this like online personality. And I guess the argument could be, if you are this type of person, like the Kardashians who feel like they have to be perfect in every image and every photograph, it's like that's what society has set for them. And I think that's so sad. And it's just, I think it's kind of like a confidence issue as well, that they're just not feeling confident in themselves and they're just not good enough. And don't get me wrong, I've definitely had those phases in my life. I still have them even as, in my 20s here, but I've learned that nobody really matters but you and those around you in terms of like who you should be worrying about, right? There's reasons to care about people you don't know, but the grand scheme of things, like, that's so sad, JD, that your boyfriend's sister-in-law, has to be someone else and feel like she just can't be herself, maybe to like gain followers or subscribers or whatever. I'm actually surprised that there's like 10, 15 people who subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for subscribing. That's so kind. I don't know who really wants to sit and watch me chat on TV, but thank you. I'm glad. I know one of those people is my grandma. So thanks, Grandma, for subscribing. But yeah, I think that's really all I wanted to chat about toxic resellers. And if you feel like you are becoming unmotivated, uninspired, like losing part of your confidence, I would encourage you to take a step back, delete social media, I don't think I'll ever delete YouTube because I actually learned so much off of all the other resellers I follow. And I do plan to post a video of my favorite resellers who I think are truly genuine and give really positive advice and things that can help you in your business, and especially a lot of people who I've learned from along the way. But I don't think I'll ever promote anyone who is just trying to like shove things down my throat to buy them, to try them, to take this advice. My advice is the best. I am someone who does enjoy learning, and I will watch a bunch of videos on the same topic and sort of come to a conclusion myself on what would be the best step to take. Or if it's like using a new system, having a free trial before really making that full jump. And so that's really what I'm all about. And I have a lot of great, in my opinion, great content coming out here soon that should give you an insight on my business and where I've learned a lot of information from, but then also, you're welcome for the ThredUp gift card video. That's awesome. But I hesitated sharing that video because I was like, God, I want to keep the secret all to myself. Like, I don't want the rate to drop, but I don't send in enough volume for it to really even make a difference in my business. And so I was like, let's just share this information and who else can benefit. So I'm glad you were able to get some stale inventory out the door and, convert it into cash. That's awesome. And now you can go buy hopefully some better inventory and not have it be stale. But yeah, content around ways to kind of make the decisions. And I have a lot of reviews coming up on a bunch of different things. And a lot of stuff is on, like courses, on Google Chrome extensions, on cross-listing services. And just to make sure that I could give a full in-depth review before someone like makes a purchase on them, because they're not cheap. It's cutting into your bottom line at the end of the day. And how do you know if it's going to be good if you only have the info of the person trying to sell it to you? That's not biased at all. So if I could be that sort of outside perspective, no skin in the game, except for I paid the money for it, but it's a sunk cost now. So that's just really what it is. Thanks. I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited for them to come out. And I think, let me pull up my calendar. I'm actually doing this on my computer, which is the reason for the really bad quality here. I'm hoping to get a webcam soon. So anyhow, okay. So the week of, probably the last week of October, my goal is to post a video every day that week. And that's where a lot of this content will come from. And hopefully it'll give a really good insight of, is it worth the money to invest in? I'm a huge investor. Like, I invest my time wisely, I invest my money wisely. I invest sort of the knowledge that I want to gain, or like the knowledge that I have, if that makes sense. But I think it's important to have more information than just what someone is telling you, like, best course ever, you should take it, I made this much money. And I know there's a lot of courses out there where people charge like $600. I'm like, what is this? Are you going to like list everything for me? Because I'm not paying you that. Sorry. Like, that's insane. And maybe it's great content, and you will incredibly increase your business, but I'm not spending $600 on your course. No, thank you. Most of the stuff you can get for free on YouTube. So why would I pay you? Anyhow, tons of reviews on stuff I've paid for, free trials I've done, everything in my descriptions. I always post these on my videos. I personally use myself. I will not promote anything that I don't personally use or stand behind, but I think that's it. And, I'm always trying to improve my transparency. I'm working on some graphs, really trying to figure out how to display numbers in a a visually appealing way. I have tried Tableau in the past, and I'm not gonna do that. But free graphs I've used before, and I'm gonna try to keep doing those. I don't do what sold videos for Poshmark and like eBay, Mercari, all that stuff, because tons of people do those. I like to do the ThredUp ones because I feel like it's a sort of a gap in the YouTube world. But if you guys have anything, type of videos you feel like are lacking in the reseller community, or just in general, like, please let me know. I'm always happy to see if it piques an interest for me to create, and we'll kind of just go from there. So I guess just to leave it off for you, it's been about almost 26 minutes, and I think I need to get dinner started here. I haven't eaten since breakfast. I had an ortho appointment in the middle of my lunchtime. So anyhow, but I think you need to do what's best for you, for your mental health, to not feel like you are less than, to feel like you're not worthy, to feel like you aren't good enough, you aren't being successful enough, that your business isn't as great as someone who's been doing it for 5, 6, 7 years. I've been doing it for 1 year, and I feel like I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm still figuring stuff out, but I think it's really important for myself, I'm speaking like to myself, but to the camera, to just stop comparing yourself to others. It's so bad. It's so toxic for you. It's toxic for those around you. And it's important to really cautious of what content you're taking in, because you just never know if that's actually true. And there's little tidbits of videos that it's very obvious, and you can really see if someone is being genuine or not. So keep an eye out for that stuff. Just take it with a grain of salt, and just keep doing what you love doing. Don't compare yourself to others. And I think you'll have a wonderful life, and you'll be more successful than someone who fakes their entire life. Like, imagine being that person who can never feel like they can be themselves, like they have to be someone else at the end of the day. And that's just sad. And if you feel like you're that person, reach out to me. Like, seriously, let's have a conversation, like one-on-one. Nobody will know. I'm pretty chill. If you're in the Seattle area, I'm here. I think I know like a bunch. I think I know some great coffee shops. I don't know if they're still open, but never feel like you're not worthy enough. Never feel like you aren't good enough, because that is so bad. It's so toxic. And don't be afraid to unfollow, unsubscribe. If I feel like I am making you, or if you feel like I am making you feel unworthy, or like you're comparing yourself to me in a negative way, or I'm not adding value to your life, unfollow me, unsubscribe, like remove the negativity. Like, you don't need that in your life. And maybe like say something to me so I know how to correct it in the future, but just try to stay positive. I'm actually reading this book. I think it's called The Gratitude Diaries right now. And it's really interesting on how being grateful every day can really improve so many different aspects of your life. And always looking at the positive, not the negatives. And so to end this video, if you're watching it back, to be grateful, I'm glad I was able to, come on here and share this experience with you. And hopefully it provides some insight on, other resellers in the community that, may be putting up a front in certain aspects of their life, and they may be having great quality of content that either provides you value or maybe it doesn't, but it's not always genuine. It's not always true. And so just be careful of the content you consume, and always feel free to ask me questions. Always feel free to use me as a resource. I'm happy to help wherever I can. Truly, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Reach out to me, ask me a question on Instagram, YouTube. I guess not on Instagram during the weekdays, because we're not going to be on there for the weeks, but the weekends I'll be on there responding. But anyhow, I'm grateful for all of you and for everyone who joined the live and who will watch this back later. I really appreciate all of your support, and let me know if you want me to do more lives. I can do more rants. I've got plenty to be angry about, but I also have plenty to be grateful about and plenty to be blessed about. So enjoy the rest of your evening. I know it's dinner time over here on the West Coast, and definitely evening time on the East Coast. Wait, I'm on the West Coast. Is that what I said? Yeah, West Coast, East Coast over there. And happy Friday tomorrow. We're almost there. We're almost making it to the weekend. But thank you guys again. And I know this ending is dragging on, but I really appreciate all of you, and know that you're worthy. Know that you are successful, and know that you can be the better person for yourself tomorrow than you were today. So thanks so much for watching, and maybe I'll see you in the next live. I don't know, but bye.